Well, good morning, foam friends. It's time for a update, and as you might know already, I am building almost every day on this project. And last weekend I did a few things. I didn't record it, but now it's time to do some recording again. Let me show you what I've done so far. Mainly I've focused on this area, and it's quite some work to make everything fit nicely, like it is blending in the wall. So let me show you. So first of all, I made this actually this block. It was a block, you can see it in a previous video, and it goes here and it fits rather nicely. Had to adjust a lot. I mean, after gluing the roof tiles, I had to adjust the corner so it fits all in. This is the block I hope to be working on today. So there's nothing happening here yet. And this is also a little house. This part merges into the big buttress wall behind it. You'll see that later on, but it goes here. So having made that, I was thinking, if this is a separate house, it needs a door. Now this, since I think those will be bar windows with bars in them, that could be kind of prison or something. I imagine it can be accessed through this house, but this is a separate house, so it also needs a door. Obviously it goes here. So I made a little stairway, and okay, that looks nice. Now for this door, it's a little bit strange because this is a big ramp that goes a little bit curved, but I started off by cutting this stairway, and I want to merge this stairway into this wall, and that's one of the first things I will do today. And then, oh yeah, almost forgot, here we have the upper area. Nice. Might do some changes still, but I think it looks nice. Now another issue is that here you have actually this seam that is very well visible, because here two rock surfaces blend in, or they match, but we keep this here, this seam that will be visible. So what I think I will do is I will cut out something like this. I'm thinking of something like this, 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 and maybe up to here. So I will cut it all away, and I will make some kind of tower, if you may say so. Let's say floors that go up here and that goes backwards, and it will be some kind of high building that is partially built within this rock. This will be a straight line, but with doing so, this whole line will be up till here, will be actually not visible anymore. This part will, so we have to do some extra work on that later on, much later on. Maybe also adding plants or trees or whatever. We'll see about that. Yeah, so let's get to it. By the way, it's a very nice morning this morning. So yet again, I love to craft outside, so that's why I'm outside. almost. It fits almost. Just to go a little bit more backwards. Yeah, we'll see. But maybe I will not do that. We'll see. Have to think about it a little bit. Okay, now this stairway is obviously sticking out way too much. So one of the things we will do, I will narrow it down, like it will be, the final step will be here, so it will go back quite a bit, half an inch, and I think that will do the trick. Yeah, let's see if I can get that done. Okay. Well, I narrowed the stairway, I sliced a piece off, I did some extra cuts, cutting away deeper, make the surface smooth, so it should fit now, and it does. So actually I want to glue this part on the on this surface onto this piece. The building still can get up, so that's good. Yeah, and let's try and do that first. After that, well, at some point I have to make structure here, stones in the stairway, in this wall, also here, and I'm thinking about doing these parts first, or maybe I really should go on with this segment that I explained earlier. Since this is more preparation work and all the texture is detailed work, I think I really have to go with this part. But then again, I want to glue this one on first, because every little piece I glue on is a step closer to the final product, to the final stage. Let's do that. Now I could use hot glue. I have to admit I'm using hot glue more and more when it comes to basic work, but if it comes to detailed work like this, I really like to work with wood glue. It takes a lot more time to cure, but I do not have any complications with thick chunks of hot glue that might cause gaps that I don't want. So now this fits perfectly. Get some needles, pressing it down, and then cleaning it down. So the stair has some pressure downwards and backwards. So the more pressure, the better it will stick. Yep. Perfect. Okay. Very pleased. So I think I will prepare this part now. Placing this here as well. Again, this is all basic. This is preparation. So I'm just focusing on this area. Another thing I think is nice to explain now is, as you already seen in previous videos, I start with blocks like this, and then I take my time looking at these blocks, looking at the shapes, and from there something evolves, like this building. And I don't have a real plan in my head, so I just simply go with the shapes, and after cutting this shape, cutting out the windows and the doors, then you come with the next challenge. Oh, there has to be a stair, and this, oh, it also has to be there has to be a stairway. So actually, although I work with some basic shapes I design more or less myself, then actually the shape helps me to go to the next stages and help me to find the right way to proceed. Like this little stairway is a nice example. I didn't had that in mind. I was thinking about this is one entire building with only one entrance, but in the end I end up making this one, and that forces me to think about a stairway. And there are a lot of examples I will go over later on where I can show you, hey, this is the basic shape, and look where it got me. Okay, this part. Okay, as you can see, I simply marked out this area, a rectangle part with something that folds back up till here. So what will it be? We'll see. I'm not sure, but first let me simply remove this entire part. Well, and that's the thing, I didn't know up front, so I could save a lot of time not texturing this part, but then again, at that time I didn't know I would go in this direction, and actually it's the fun of building something with a vague idea in mind and let the project guide you. So let's try and do it. this one is done, so I have to change it. And okay, get a new disc on it and finish this part. Shape is being cut, so now it's time to break away the bark, knowing that I will not, in some places I have not been all the way through, but no. So layer after layer I will peel off to see how far it gets. So far so good. Bye bye rock. Nice. Okay, actually that went quite well. So now I have this huge ugly gap in the mountain, and this is where I want to work with. Some final little nasty pieces. Okay. Very nice, very nice. Very pleased with it. So now, just for reference, I'm placing these buildings again, so I can see how it looks. Okay, very nice. Okay. So, in order to proceed, the first thing I want to do is to stabilize this part, and it's all wobbly now. So I will try and make it as smooth as possible, and then I will cut one or maybe multiple blocks of foam and glue them in here, and just along this line, and on it I will start continuing my build. So first we have to make sure that this edge is straight and that we have a block of XPS foam glued well into it, that it has a lot of points where it really sticks to this EPS foam, which gives me a perfect base to build on. So let's try that. I have 1/5 of an inch thick block of foam. Coating is still on. We'll remove that later. I think I will try this section first. This one will follow. Okay, so how wide is it? It's roughly the size. I will try and do it all in once, but I'm not sure if that really is going to work. So let's try. Cut it and then I adjust it. So I think we will jump a little bit forward. Next video shot. But just so you know, I try to do it all at once, although I'm thinking it's better to do this section first and then later on that section, but we'll see. Okay, first try. This is the block I have so far. Out of one piece, the whole area. That's nice. However, this goes in a specific angle, and up on this point it bends backwards. So I now will try and get a real straight line. All the way from top to bottom. You have to believe me, I made a straight line now. I will change the angle in a bit. And I try to burn the area in a way that I have a straight line, I hope. To be continued. I'm afraid the line is in the shadows, but it is a straight line. And this is a hot glowing needle. I have to get some room here. So now, I hope. Yeah, it's getting hot. Oh yes, it is. So let's see. First, I will trace slightly these lines here, knowing that here definitely slices will come off. So let's try. Oh, I have an idea. I need my metal ruler. Okay. So this is a great support. No rush. No rush. There are some layers that are glued together with a kind of EPS paste, which are very, very hard. So every now and then I struggle with this burner tool to get through it, but there it is. Okay. Here we have the seam that is glued with this very hard paste, but I think it's really not that bad. We check a little bump here to cut it away. Oh, this looks very nice. Another hard piece. Okay, maybe. Now this is much better. Almost perfect. So now I will switch my camera again, and I will try and fit the foam block into this area.
So first of all, I have to make some kind of angle over here. That's one thing. I might have to do something over here as well. Yeah.
So the first thing is to make sure that this block leans on this horizontal base. I have to cut this on the proxen, and here it also goes in an angle, so I have to make an angle here as well. Cut the edges here. So actually, oh, this looks really nice. It fits really well, meaning that the whole back of this sheet is resting on the foam, which is exactly what I wanted. But now I see some gaps here. Sure, I can model them away, but I will try to get these gaps a little bit closer by slicing off some of the excess foam here. So that's the next thing I'm going to do. I cut the block to its original width, you could say. Oké, doe het nog even opnieuw. Here is the final block. Adjusted the width of the block. Removed the coating. Did some minor angle cuts, and oh yes, this looks really good. And my mind is already thinking about how to proceed. For instance, if I build something onto this surface, I have two options. I can build it solid with the rock, although I always have to keep in mind that this is a display. I will, when it's finished, I will travel with it for approximately a year, and then I want to get rid of it because it's way too big. But doing so means that it will go in and out of the car, it will go in storage, it goes out of storage, has to build up, has to be broken down. So I really have to think about what to add permanently and what I would like to remove from specific parts of the build to prevent things getting damaged. But for now, I think I will glue this one on. Yep. And well, we'll see where it goes from here. You might see, already seen these little channels. These are straws that go underneath the pavement. These are little canals for which I will use probably for pulling wires through, so I can actually build LED lights within the projects. So looking at this area where we were, what I'm currently working on, I also want the possible option to actually get lighting in. So I need to have again a straw to make a channel. Now the most obvious way is to actually get a hole all the way through and also make a little opening here so wires can go through and I can glue lights on as an option. If I really will do it, not sure. I hope I will at some stage, but just in case, I think it would be good to actually get this little straw in there. Let me see. Let's start from this end. Let's see. There it is, all the way through. I will glue it with some hot glue. It sits there. If I want to, I now have the possibility to do so, adding lights, adding wires. If not, no harm done. You won't see it. So, a nice option. A small jump in the project. This part is glued, and this I decided to cut it here because this goes in a slightly different angle. But I'm not sure if I want to glue it right now. I might want to work with a larger block as a whole. So that's again something for later. But this block is interesting. I have some ideas already. First of all, this building will stick out and will lean on this building, this part of the building. And for this I actually already sliced off a slice of foam. So I can actually make glue on a new slice that will go all the way to the rock. So we have a surface that it fits together. That's, I think, the first step I want to do. Also nice if I remake this sheet. If I make a sheet, I will make sure it will stick out a bit so we have an edge. And an edge is always fun because it adds a bit more in depth. This area where I have this part structured, this is not structured because I didn't know what to do with it, but I think I know now. Maybe I want to put a door in there as well, so we have a kind of area where you can walk on. So this could be a part of a small wall or something I have to add here. We'll see about that. This building will stick out a bit, also over this building as far as I can see. So it's starting to develop. I thought I would go on with another area of the build, but no, I want to try and fit this all together. Now I like to work in blocks, so the next thing I will do is I will cut a block in this shape. So this is nice. I have the template because I cut off the coating, which I can now use to cut a block and hopefully transform it in a way that it fits nicely on this part. Not sure if I will glue it. Definitely will glue it. I might do so. I also was thinking about the option of putting some magnets in so I can click it on. But that's something I have to think about. Most importantly now is to get a block, make sure this area and the block that sticks out, that they merge together nicely, and from there, well, we'll see what happens. Next step, I have a block here. I cut it in a little bit higher than the template, as wide as the template. And after that, I put the block on here in an upright position, draw the angle, cut the angle. So now it fits. Yes, it does. It fits on the block. So the next step is to actually get this angle out, as you can see here. Doing another proxen. Now, mind you, this is the line and this is an angle. So I take the rest cut, put it on underneath. So now I have a flat surface, and now I can cut this out. And that's what I'm going to do next. Then I get back on this part. It does fit, but you see here I have to shorten it a little bit. Let me see. Use a knife. Okay, give me a second. Back in a second. Already cutting. Okay, so I think it fits rather nice. A little bit on the edge here, but we can work around that, so that's not a problem. So here we have the first part of this building that sticks out, and since this is like this, I think I will do it the same here, going inwards, and we see how that goes. So we'll see about that. Yep, that's the next part. I added this sheet, so now this block rests nicely on this sheet. I cut this part also inwards, and looking at it, I think I want to actually go a little bit deeper here and go out again, because this area I like very much. And this will be, I think, a small tower of some kind with a door in it, because obviously you can get on this surface. Yeah, arch windows, a door here, one door, one window, maybe one or two windows on the side. This I don't know. Here I will, not a big priority because it's very close to other buildings, an angle you hardly can see, but then again you can see it. So not doing any nice work on this side in the end you might end up regretting it. So yeah, I might do something there as well. We'll see. Yeah, make a little test cut, and the shape is getting there. Oh yes, I will actually split this up in at least 2 parts, so I can hollow out the building, and so I can add lights again if I want to later on. And it also gives me the opportunity, if I want to, add a little layer, so like this layer here, so it sticks out a little bit. So we'll see. Alrighty, the shape is done, and a few things. I like the shape, but what I do not like is seeing this foam sheet at the rear. I think the rock really should connect with this outline. So again, I will cut away some of this. I already marked it, so I will cut slightly away, a little bit deeper than the bark. Cut away some slices of the bark. We'll put in some small pieces of bark so it all fits close to this shape. The other side, I think I will do the same. So yeah. Oh, and this block I will glue it in. This I will put up here. Maybe a little spire on top, not sure, but you can imagine a little railing, a door, and yeah, I think I should go for that. A door here, a window, one window, one window, one window. This is a blind wall. Put a window over here, put a window over here. So yeah, it all makes sense. Have to slice it up. We'll slice it up. I think I slice it up here and here, so I can hollow out these parts, and again for possible future lighting. So yep, progress is being made. I deepened here and here, so I cut partially. I cut it away. I also cut off some bark layers here, and now I'm going to look for some very thin slivers of bark that I can glue partially over the bark and along the edges here and here. Well, as you can see, I managed to get some slivers of bark, and now I'm trying to blend them in, again using this paper mache. Great stuff. It's already prepared kind of powder. You only have to mix it with water, and yeah, it's great. I love working with it. Okay. Okay. A little jump in time again. I started with adding some texture here on this wall, cut out the door, cut out a window. The window is 2 layers, the door is only 1 layer. Yeah, so that part is more or less done. Nothing fancy. This tower, what I did is the top, I made a pointy structure, so it will be a stone roof. And we see some foam over here, which I gently cut away, so I can again apply some bark here in order to have this whole structure also here merge into this rock. I also split the tower up in 1, 2, 3, 4 sections. There it goes. Bye bye. Oops. Okay. So making these 2-layer sheets, actually they fit together. So if I cut out a door or a window, in this case windows, I can work with layers, which is nice. This is just for getting the wire through, and this one is cut the same way as this one. So yeah, that's the next step. Let me see. Yeah. And then of course the tower will be glued again. And yeah, door, window, 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 maybe here also, we'll see. Hope to, I will keep on working on this. I want to have it structured ASAP. Actually, the focus now is on getting these 3 buildings and this part ready, hopefully by tomorrow. And with ready, I mean we have to add a lot of structure everywhere, railings, and texture the base here, the floor, the pavement. And after that I will first make this gap. I close this gap, not sure how, but we'll see about that. Yeah, and actually then I want to adjust parts of the pavement, cutting out strips and putting on little lids for the sewers. And then I think I will move on to the section against the wall, which is yet again a construction with some complexity when it comes to merging that building also partially in the rock face. It's going quite well, and I also keep myself motivated in mind that this is the most time-consuming part of the Minas Tirith extension, simply because I have to make sure that these buildings will again fit nicely on into this rock. So yeah, I will try to shoot some footage every now and then. The weather today was really nice. As you can see, there's a little bit of sun again, so it's very nice to craft outside, and it's much more easier to shoot some footage as well. So this whole week I will try and work and try to get as much done as possible. Yeah, to be continued. After a whole day of crafting yesterday, I finished, well, at this point. Did a lot of texturing here, textured this, worked on the stairs, and finally I started working on this tower that is built partially in or against the rock face. At the time I was building it, I was very pleased how things were going, but at the end of the day, when I packed it all up and took it all upstairs and merged it into the existing project, I immediately saw that this shape doesn't really fit with the architecture that is surrounding it. If you look at, I will zoom out a little bit.
if you look at the surrounding buildings, or any building for that matter, you will see that they are robust, they are chunky, and you could say straightforward. Now this building is way too elegant, it's too fragile. I have a feeling that it really doesn't fit in. I like the shape, but it simply doesn't fit in this project. So after seeing that yesterday evening, the only thing I did yesterday was I removed the tower and I replaced it with a simpler and more robust design. So. And I believe that these kind of buttress walls, the more chunky look fits better when you compare it to the other buildings that surround it. I am pleased with the composition. We have a low, a medium and a high part, you could say. So that's nice. What I also like is the fact that I can draw an imaginary line from the top of this large tower down to this building. So we have some lines that I think really adds to the composition, atmosphere of the build so far. For today I will try to finish this little corner, meaning that I finish in a way that it's structured, that the windows are cut out. I also made a little building here. I'm not sure, but the main thing is I am absolutely not pleased with this large flat area. It's too flat, too large. So I have to find a way to do something about it. Some ideas I do have, but I will have to get back on that. Yeah, so this is it for now. Have to do some chores first, but then I will, hopefully the weather forecast is fine. So I think this afternoon I will pick it all up, take it outside, and let's see if I can at least finish this part along with this pavement here. So yeah, we'll see.